I don't think I ever felt I left. From the first one, where I have, all met, and we all kind of, a lot of the crew that is here on the third one is where we started, and we moved forward onto the second one, and now this third one just feels like a nice completion to the whole story. But my own personal story is that on the first one I met and married my husband. On the second one, my son was born, and he was the voice of Baby Poe, because we found that most of the babies at that time were like 60 years old, all the sound effects. So I was able to bring a microphone home and record him. And then on this one, both my husband and my son are in the movie. And so as an editor, I guess it had to be, because it's the only way I get to see them, because we do so much long hours as editors. So it was good. It has its own feeling of a kind of a period of a decade in my life. He's just so innocent and really lovable, in the sense that he has no malicious side to him. And so you identify with him as the fan, and that he is the fan of this. But then when he gets thrown in, it becomes something that we'd all love to be. I would love to be the Dragon Warrior. I'll never be it. But, it does give you that feeling that anything is possible. Beginning of this film, he's the Dragon Warrior, but he needs to move forward. Shifu now feels he needs to be a teacher, that he needs to hand over what he has learnt. And he's worried about that, because I don't think he feels ready for anything like that. And then because of the threat that now takes place, and because of a number of other things that happen, that his panda father shows up, he is put into this position of being the teacher of pandas. So it was certainly, in the franchise, a hard one to know where to go with Poe, because in the second one he had been, juggling cannonballs, so you didn't quite know what we would do next in the third one. But I do feel like bringing in the new elements of Chi, the spirit realm, bringing back one of my favorite characters, which is Oogway. It really has brought it into a new place, and really it stands alone as a great movie. Well, the battle was a hard one as an editor. We moved it around the structure of the movie, because to open with this new place, the spirit realm, to open with this new character, Kai, it felt we were worried that the audience wouldn't know anything about this, wouldn't know the rules of what she was. So we had moved it. We had it further along in our first act, and it was only towards the end when we realized that the audience was able to understand so much about what we were going for, and that we moved it to the very beginning. And I think in opening with that piece in the spirit realm, with the battle with Oogway and Kai, it just sets it off with this place of danger. Jack comes to sessions and he says, "Oh, I don't think Poe will say that." And then he comes up with something that we called, gold, because, he came up with skadoosh. He came up with, and that was just something he was doing, like he was thinking in his mind. He was reading what's on the script page, and he thought in his mind, "Oh, he's actually going skadoosh." And it was something that we then used from a session. So there are so many things like that we use, ad-libs that Jack does, that are very much what we call poeisms. And we will hone through all of the recordings, trying to find things that he had said or words that he says. And he himself does that. He looks at the page and then comes up with some extraordinary nuggets of gold. Brian came in, and he really, did a number of different takes on what the dad would be. And we tried a whole load of things, and it was very interesting, fascinating to see his process of coming to this, who Lee is. And in the end, he really, every time he showed, he knew exactly who this character was. And he also came with ad-libs that we used, and jokes that he added.